Buddies in the back with the tasters.
Oh, and that other guy,
Well, ladies are in the Solar Nation family, and there's a lot of poisonous, like nightshade and I think in one stage, I'm not sure that it is.
Yeah, you're right, they are part of the nightshade family.
After the frost, they did do like poison ivy.
Tomatoes? Really?
In one stage.
Well, the plant itself is really noxious to your hand.
Potatoes are considered poisonous because people originally thought they ate the stuff on the top. When you're like tomatoes, they didn't realize they ate the root, the tuber in the ground.
Yeah, okay.
And they are.
I think we should be considering the possibility of beans. Because that was so much a part of their staple. They could eat it green, they could eat it, they could fry it, and then they would have it like more the next year. And so, well, I don't think probably that is, if the roots are not very unexpected, we would feel like,
And what I need to have y'all all do is come to the museum and we'll look at these photos with our magnifying glass and you'll be able to tell a lot better than pictures. But the fact that it's a thought out planting and they have built this wooden structure to support it.
That's not a very large plot to keep people straight.
Right, well, that's a good point too.
That has to be.
And it's right at the front of the house, I mean, it's where everybody's gonna come.
Yeah, that has to be private. Can you tell me where Kings River is? I'm not sure.
Upper Kings River, that's, in this particular case, this is near the Madison-Newton County line, near Kingston. Does that help you any?
Erickson, Huntsville, is that
That
way?
way, toward Huntsville, yeah.
you look at that baby strand, feel bad there.
Yes.
It's probably a boy.
That, yeah, and that is.
Because I have pictures of my dad dresses like that.
And you know, I don't know. Somebody, oh, that's a christening gown.
Yeah,
That's really fancy.
christening.
I don't know how much christening was practiced in the Arkansas Ozarks. And I know we have some christening gowns in our museum collection, but they're mostly from, they're from Winslow, where there was a strong physical church, or they're from the town. Yeah, in the country, you have the Baptists, and the Cumberland Presbyterians, and the Methodists, and then later on the Church of Christ, or the kind of disciples of Christ. So christening is not that common in a lot of the old country religions, but that they are showing out with that. All right, now, see, I just said a minute ago they want to keep the landscape, they want to keep the woods away from their house. But look, they're just letting it all grow up.
There's always weirdos.
It will be old grandma and her. Yeah, there's grandma back there.
The whole home is more decorative.
Yes.
And so that goes along with this plant.
Very good point. But you see, they've got things growing all the way around and growing up tall. Now, you don't have a long mower.
That's the lawnmower right there.
All I know is it's Benton County. We don't have any further identification than that. But in 1900, my guess, and he's got a nice white horse, my guess is it's rural. It's not downtown Bentonville. Yeah, it looks to me to be a farmstead home rather than a town home.
Except that it's got all that fancy trim on it.
Yeah, that fancy trim is, that's really fancy. Of course, that's stuff, by 1900, you're starting to see some house plans, and you certainly can have millwork like that now. You had the Van Winkle Mill in Benton County that was very famous, so this is certainly a departure from the log cabins that we've been looking at, or the.
That doesn't look like a workhorse.
Yeah, he looks like a rider.
Do you think he could be a circuit rider or a circuit minister rider, the Methodist?
He could be.
But that looks like a riding horse.
It's a beautiful horse, and the fact that what
If the ground's all grown up,
sure
no
is
one's there to work
he's
it.
real proud of that horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that's not maybe he is, well, obviously grandpa and grandma
Can't help.
can't take care, maybe they, we're just speculating. But maybe they can't help take care of the ground, and maybe he's off on that horse riding around.
He has to put that stone and everything.
Yeah. So that could be. Well, look at that, now you talk about fence, look at all that's going on here. Here is a tree, and if you try to zoom in on some of those leaves, like kind of, it may be some kind of an oak tree, if you look at that leaf right there. That, to me, looks like a castor bean. But they sure got a lot of work to do on that fence.
Is there one man and all those women?
Wow. Look at that, you're right. And look, they have a gutter. That's interesting, how they got that early with a gutter. Right?
There's a rain barrel. Rain barrel underneath.
Maybe a rain barrel behind there. You hope so, or some kind of something to catch.
Bad shower.
I did not really, see, I love this, I love y'all looking at these displays, because I hadn't really keyed in on the fact that there's only one thing.
Well, maybe it's the older, maybe the oldest children, oldest girl.
That could be a couple of families that did.
I think there's something there, right? Yeah, the oldest daughter, maybe.
Well, is that a man on the left, on the,
That's a boy right there.
right, right at the post, there's another person, isn't there? Is that a man?
I think it's a man. That's a woman.
But at the end of the house, in the white,
That's a little boy, looks like that maybe.
but there's a man holding a boy. No. At the end of the
That's a
house?
woman.
Beyond, go over,
Right,
yeah.
That's a man. Look that way.
Oh, okay, darn. Okay,
There's a beautiful dog trot cabin with that open breezeway. Look, cedar trees, symmetry of the cedar trees on either side of that breezeway. There's a well with a roof over. You know where this is? That, at the time the picture was made, that was west of Fayetteville. You know where Harps is on Garden?
Oh, my.
That's where it is. Isn't that awesome? I live over on that side of town. Every time I drive by that park, I think of this.
Wow.
This is a very well-to-do family. The Blackburns were the ones that, the Blackburn family started War Eagle Mill. And when you go to the War Eagle Craft Fair, you're on the ancestral Blackburn land. And the Blackburns, the first Blackburn, Sylvanus and his wife Catherine, had lots of kids, and this is one of the sons. And the woman's, one of my favorite names, Missouri Ellen Gideon Blackburn.
I have a great aunt, something, his name is Missouri.
Love that. But they were, so you're looking at, we know, because we know a lot about the family, that they were fairly well to do. There, what is that right there? Yucca. Yucca's an old time plant. And here's some little stick kind of thing growing up. There's something right there. Yeah, a lot of these photos are made in winter time, so I guess that's maybe when they had time to get there.
Somebody knitting or playing an instrument.
She's playing the banjo. Or she's at least holding it. But again, why did she get relegated to the sport?
She's not an idiot.
See, there, and look at this little structure. look, no foundation planting that we can see.
And the baby has long dress.
Yeah, there's some long dress. Little boys would wear long shirts until they were, potty trained, and old enough to wear overalls and pants and take care of themselves. And I bet y'all have read this. It's not peculiar to the Ozarks, but I have read that women in the Ozarks selling it. A good thing about those long shirts that the little boys would wear, or the little babies, that you could, if Mama was working, she could pin that tail of that shirt under the bedstead, under the leg of the bed, and then the baby could only go so far, and she could go on about her. Look how close the smokehouse is to the back porch. There's some kind of a bucket. Look at this just looks muddy to me. Now you think, ladies, think about those women wearing those long skirts and those just dragging in the dirt and the mud.
That's why I don't understand why they swept the yard, because I just think it would be just one continual.
Yeah, but ours, it was hard, it was hard as concrete, yeah.
They were getting rid of all the.
And our concept of cleanliness and hygiene and privacy, totally different than what their concept of cleanliness, hygiene, and privacy. They do have, looks like a wooden plank that maybe they thought, well, we need something to walk on before, so we don't track a lot of mud in. There's one little stick of a plant right here. Nothing else. Here's a little shrubby thing. Now here's some beautiful landscape. Now, here's the thing about this, and look at the symmetry going down. That looks like some kind of, is that lilies or something? There's some long phases, maybe iris. And look at the, it's hard to see, but these vines are growing all the way across in green way. Maybe a rose bush. So where was McGuiretown? McGuiretown is out from Elkins, like you turn on Highway 74 to go to Wesley. Does that near Elkins?
Okay, now here in this very common early 1900s, would there have been very many immigrants?
Well, this is an immigrant family. That's what's fascinating. By 1904, you have immigrants from Tommytown that are Italian that are fairly new here. They come in 1898.
So couldn't that be the reason for that?
That is the reason. These are, I want to say they are Swiss or Belgian. It's not the old Scots Irish that so many of our Ozark pioneers are. It might be German.
You can tell by the lace cut out in the window that it's.
Yeah, that is exactly the key. When you know that backstory, they are coming with a different input. They are new immigrants that are coming with a different background than the 1830s Scots Irish pioneers. Exactly right. It's a pretty smart lunch. Look at that. I think that's a tree of heaven, that very scourge. Have y'all ever tried to buy the tree of heaven? Have you noticed that it's got a really weird smell to it?
Yeah.
It'll choke you.
Yeah.
It's mimosa, isn't it? No.
No.
It's Islanthus. It's the genus. At least it was when I was in college. But you see, at least they have made some effort to have a tree there.
Sidewalk.
Yeah, a little sidewalk. Yeah, that appears to be a gutter. Nice fence. To protect those ground, or they use your wastewater.
Well, on our house, my grandmother lived there, so she had those spout, and then her sister was coming out.
So it's to collect, was that at that time was the thought we're collecting water?
Yeah.
rather than getting the water away from the house, let the balloons. I know my grandma always had a big metal rain barrel.
But you know, I mean, you could dig sometimes a long way to get a well to get good water, so collecting water from system with a
Right, exactly.
kind of judicial.
And it's all about being practical. This way of life is all about what's practical. What I love in the landscape here is this right here. Can you tell what that is? What I think is
It's a bottle
I think it's
tree.
a bottle tree.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have any bottles on. I think it's destined to become a bottle. Yeah, exactly. That's the best part. What, that is for, yeah, they're showing out with that saddle. Yeah, that's a real fancy saddle. That's not.
Now, was this in the city town?
This is in Huntsville, so yes, this is a town family. The Osborne family in Huntsville were not wealthy, but fairly well-to-do. The kids are very good, yeah. Look at these, I don't know if those are twin girls, maybe not, but they're daughters. You know the folklore about bottle trees? This is the right time of year to be telling it. Who has a bottle tree, anybody? Well, you will never be plagued with witches. It works. You never had any witches bothering you.
People get one if they need to. We can all join in.
Yes. So, how do you know if you have a problem with witches? Well, your cow quits giving milk, just mysteriously. And then you find out that your little boy has been plaguing the old maid down the road, been throwing rocks at her window or something. Oh, that's why the cow quits giving milk. Or your crop just mysteriously died. There's unexplained things happen. You're being troubled by a witch. And you generally have a suspicion who it might be. So, what you can do is put up a bottle tree, and it needs to be close to where the visitors will come to your house, because a witch, when she comes to your house, this thing about witches, they got to count everything. So she's going to see that bottle tree, and she's going to feel compelled to count every bottle on that tree. And if you get enough bottles on there, she's not going to fool with it. She's just going to move on to somebody else. And Anne is the testimony. She has never been plagued with witches. So y'all get out there and get your bottle tree. What do we got right here?
Olive. Or maybe okra.
Yeah, it's like okra. Here's some flowers. This is a very thick kind of vine. I kind of think that's hollyhock. Now, we know about this this is Dr. Alonzo Everding Quinn. He was a doctor. So, okay, we know that being a physician, like Dr. Woods, you have all this extra time and extra money. You can have these plantings and such. So he still has a rock chimney. He does have a rock chimney. Nice cupstone chimney, but it is rock chimney. I have gotten to saying that. That's how my grandma said it. Last week I said chimney in front of this big group of people. Chimney. But look at the grass, it's pretty tall.
So, on the second story.
Yeah.
The door open.
Yeah, that door's open. Yeah, what that is, there's a staircase going, I'm going off of how my grandma's house was, and there's, this type of house style is called an I, like the letter I, and it's very symmetrical. You have a room here, a room here, a room here, a room here, a central entrance, and there's a staircase that goes up, and right up here is like a little, just a little hallway or open area that's a stairway landing in and connecting to rooms. There's a door. You go out on a door. Yeah.
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 Is the stairs inside or outside?
Inside. Some scrubby lots of little shrubby things. I don't know what all these shrubby things are that we see. Yeah, look, not an expert roofing job.
Little window side first and then add it on.
Yeah. The chimneys are different, right? So this one, this is the living area, and that looks to be the kitchen area. It made sense, and that's an open breezeway, or the dog trot. They call it a dog trot because that's where the dogs like to lay down. That's where there would be a breeze flowing through there. But it made sense to have your kitchen separate from your living area for heat and for safety. All right, look at this. Now, forget everything I said about clearing out the landscape. They are just living in it. They are in the middle of it. But look at her different little bits of old granite ware, probably worn a hole in it, so she's turned it into a flower pot. How many of y'all's grandmas did that, or mamas did that? So she's got her flowers lined up here. I do that now because my grandmother did. Yeah, it's wonderful to carry on those traditions, those very simple traditions.
Now, because it's so grown up, we assume that they didn't have any, small animals to do for a sheep or a goat or something.
Oh, I guess.
You know,
Go ahead.
if it was a downtown area, they probably could use landscaping, but out rural.
Yeah, and even though this is in Cincinnati, the Western Washington County community of Cincinnati, that's still a very small settlement. So even if they are in the middle of the settlement, it's still rural. Looking at the house, it looks pretty worn. It looks like there's not a lot of time or attention being paid to maintenance. Yeah.
That's sitting on the edge. There's the cellar door that goes up underneath it, the house. The fence, this is being shot from in front of the fence.
Yeah, here's the fence.
So there's the fence through there, and that house goes up, and it's sitting on the up part with the cellar door underneath it.
Where is it with the cellar? Over here?
Right here.
By the tree. Oh, in there, in this area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It could just be wood vine, that's on a hill.
It's like a ridge line. The house is sitting up on the top.
Yeah. So, you know, it's like all of us. You can't say that everybody in this room does their landscaping the same way or has the same eye for what they consider to be beautiful or manicured or not.
Yeah, but that, I mean, this area, I think some of them were across, they must not have owned a dog, chicken, goat, or they wouldn't.
I sure can't imagine the chickens are getting through that, yeah. Yeah, you know, that's true, if you know, the other side of the house.
Well, they would have to know.
Isn't that great? Look at our rain barrels. Look at this beautiful, you know, here we're all about making rain barrels. We have these workshops. Just want us all to remember, we didn't come up with that idea. It pays to think back. There are a lot of things people before us did that we ought to be doing now. Look at this. And look at the puppies. Can you see they got puppies? That house is still standing in Johnson. You know where James in the Mill is in Johnson, that fancy restaurant and hotel. Well, just east of that, there's a red brick house, the old Johnson house. That's it. Are we doing okay on time? I have really been learning. Y'all okay? If anybody needs to leave, you go ahead. Won't hurt my feelings. So this, look at how this is. That's severe pruning or what has happened there. And then here's, they've got some fine, maybe morning glory to shade. Look what my perhaps for shade.
Were pipelines growing here then? Or did they have pipelines?
I don't know historically. Does anybody know, or pipelines historically something we had here?
They used to plant them on the north side of the porch.
Yeah.
To shade the porch. They would take some shade, yeah.
Now this was beautiful. This is a beautiful home in Springdale. in town, this is a town home, but this is starting to remind me of my grandma with the big. My grandma had these huge elevators. But now, they have definitely got some attention to landscaping going on.
They have a wire fence.
Yeah, wire fence,
Whitewash, no.
whitewash, this is, beautiful, beautiful home. That house is still standing, it's not far from the Shiloh Museum, and it's in fairly good condition. But here's a house at the same time period in Springdale, another townhome, and look, nothing. You don't see any foundation planting, you see trees.
That's a winter picture too. You might have had those.
I think some perennials then, we're talking annuals and maybe perennials, some herbaceous, but not woody, not woody plants. Okay, I'll go with that. That looks like a fruit tree to me back there in the back, the way it's kind of. Here's a fine farmstead of a family that were well-known fruit growers in Springdale. But you see nice trees, you can see grass now. We got grass growing, we got something lining the fence. We don't know if that's by choice or just because they haven't.
Where was that house?
That was east of Springdale, kind of along Old Wire Road near, not too far from Fitzgerald Station in that area.
So where does the picture come from? I mean, why did someone, I guess I'm curious, why someone wrote on the picture?
Well, the photographer probably wrote on that, and W.B. Brogdon was a well-known fruit man in Springdale, and he might have been, this might have been a picture postcard that he had several made, so he could send out to friends and colleagues, potential business associates. This is over in Newton County near Boxley, but what struck me about this picture landscape-wise is look how they have just denuded that hillside. They're cutting it for timber. Huge porch up on big pillars. There's the wash hanging on the fence. I'm wondering if that metal barrel is for chickens or maybe dogs, maybe it's like a house for an animal. But here's the cedar tree up next to the house. Now, 1914. Here's a family in 1914 that is living in a log cabin. And again, you talk about no privacy. Look at how many people are in that family. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in a one-room log cabin.
Susan, you know, now when you drive rural and you see a whole bunch of daffodils, you know that was a homestead.
Absolutely.
But I haven't seen any daffodils.
I haven't, but a good point is that, as she pointed out, a lot of these photos are made in the wintertime. So we're not seeing a lot of the vegetation that was coming up. But yes, daffodils out in the middle of nowhere today.